Welcome to our YouTube channel. So in another video we are discussing about some different topics of the chemistry, and we already know that in chemistry we deal with the matter structure, chemical composition and its properties. In the previous videos we discussed about certain topic. In this video we will summarize the whole story we discussed in the previous lectures and previous videos. So the first thing we defined acids, that acids are the substances that provides hydrogen ions in aqueous solution, and then we talk about solution, the solution types, and how can we prepare aqueous solution. So we discuss those things, and then we talk about some properties of acids, that acids are sour in taste, they are good conductor of electricity in aqueous solution, and their pH is from 1 to 6, 7, so in between these ranges. And we discussed about the litmus test of the acids in the previous videos. And then we turn to alkali, and the alkali, which is actually from alkali, that's an Arabic word, and some ashes, when they are put in water, and they have nature of alkaline or basic solution. So we discussed these things in our previous lectures and videos, and now we are about to talk about some properties of alkali, so they are bitter in taste. Suppose someone asks about the differences between acid and alkalis, and you are there to check it out. So this is quite easier. So from the physical properties one can find out whether the solution is acidic or alkaline. We also discussed about some organic acids, some mineral acids. Even in our kitchen there are so many items that contain they are just acids, and they are organic, like we can say apples, so they contain oxalic acid. Like we say oranges, lemons, though they contain citric acid. We say vinegar, even it's apple vinegar or any vinegar, so organic vinegar, so it will contain malic acid. Milk contain the curd, mostly we talk about curd, so it contain lactic acid. So these are the things we previously discussed. We also talk about some chemical properties of acids. They ionize in water, and they have some property, like we say when the acids we treat with the alkali, so they form salt in water. And in case we react acids with metal, suppose you have a piece of metal iron and you are just dipping it down in HCl or H2SO4 or any acid, so it will release hydrogen gas, and a salt will form. So mostly the salts are soluble in water, so you will not see the salt in the water, it will be in dissolved form. So that's why we say aqueous solution, something that when we dissolve it in water. And then we talk about some uses of acids. So acids have different uses, like the lemons, they are just used as a preservative whenever you are making pickles, so you can use lemons as a preservative. And on the other hand, you are also using lemons or citrus fruits, so the fruit salt is made from these citrus fruits, and the fruit salt is very good for stomach. And if we talk about some other uses of acids, as we previously discussed in our videos, we have some mineral acids. And in a detail I told about H2SO4, that is a king of metals, or even elements. We can say it's a compound, so it's a king of all chemicals. That's the right thing, because it is concerned with fertilizer, with drugs, with explosives, with even paper, glass and everything. H2SO4, that's a sulfuric acid. It is used and the sulfuric acid is directly related to the prosperity of a country. So that's why the country which produce more H2SO4, so they will be more prosperous, and the country which produce less, so they will be less prosperous. We discussed about the uses of alkalis like soap. So it contains NaOH, sodium hydroxide. It is in the soap. Ammonia, which is used in the preparation of nitric acid, and the nitric acid further used in different processes. In the same way, we discussed about aluminum hydroxide, which is actually antacid, and calcium hydroxide, which is actually slaked lime or lime water. So when there is acidity in the soil, so we use calcium hydroxide. It is also used as a whitewash, and the sodium hydroxide, which is known as caustic soda. So where the word caustic, this is a new word for you. So caustic means burning. So the sodium hydroxide solution that can have a burning effect, so burning sensation, so when they are just on your skin. And we discussed about magnesium hydroxide in this video. Hello. Continuing the previous topic, we were just talking about acid, alkalis, and salt, and we just defined acids that acids are the substances which provides hydrogen ions in aqueous solution, whereas alkalis are the substances which provides OH ions in aqueous solution. And when we talk about salt, so a salt is a chemical compound that is formed when acid and alkalis react together. Now, a term compound, what does this mean? A compound is made from elements, and when the elements combine, so they form compound. Elements are pure substances that is made of same type of atoms, whereas when we talk about atoms, so they are the smallest particle of matter. They take part in chemical reaction. And what is a chemical reaction? So chemical reaction is actually when two or more than two substances react together, so they form a new substance, or we can say any chemical compound when it form or break. So that process is actually called chemical reaction. So in chemical reaction, chemical compound either form or break. So in the previous videos we discussed about all those things in which physical and chemical properties of acids, alkalis, and we talk about salt. So what are the uses of salt? We can also talk about these. Sodium chloride, for example, this let's take sodium chloride NaCl, which is a salt. So sodium chloride, it is used as a table salt. So it is used in flavoring the food items, as well as it's a good preservative. Salt is used in preserving different items. Even food, we can preserve it by salt. If we talk about sodium bicarbonate, so it is a salt which is a basic salt, and it's used as antacid. And potash alum is another example of a salt which is used as antiseptic in minor bleedings. So different salts have different uses, as well as if we talk about the the type of salt, so it will be either acidic or basic or alkaline salt, or basic salt or neutral salt. So this depends upon the formation the chemical reaction which results in the formation of a salt. It depends on these factors, whether you are acid and alkali that you are combining to form a salt in a neutralization reaction. Is it strong acid and strong alkali, weak acid and weak alkali, or strong acid and weak alkali? So it depends on that. A neutral salt will only form when there will be a strong acid and strong base. On the other hand, if they are not strong enough, so any one of them, if it is weaker, so the opposite side will be expressed in the product, like basic salt with base properties, acidic salt with